political system to thrive, the role of diverse ideas and opinions must become consistent in matters that may arise for, from constant communication between individuals who have different views, but a constant element of interest. We must understand that in politics globally, there are no friends and no enemies, and what is exaggerated in the course of advertising for the votes of the masses is in many cases the interest to win elections. That is why it is appalling when youth who are vehicles of change and positive impact get carried away in a pool of emotions that disregard the basic qualities of peaceful coexistence and replace it with chaotic tendencies, which in the past has only led to loss of lives and properties. We must admit that it is clearly mundane to take part in any form of electoral violence because politics is a game of numbers and no politician's ambition is worth the blood of any Nigerian. As former President Goodluck Jonathan rightly said after he lost the elections to President Muhammadu Buhari and was to hand over, such ideology should be propagated in the minds of every politician and political party, and the quest to win election must only rely on their ability to win votes that will hand them political seats, with vices laid out to ensure that people are served in equity, equality, and transparency. We must be very aware that history never forgets, and we realize that Nigerians are natural historians as they remember everything that has happened in the course of history. When political parties must also do is to ensure that there are moral standards in place to check the character and personalities of the people allowed to represent them during elections. This is aside from the ability to just buy votes from different positions when electioneering period put closer. We must understand that the change we desire starts with us, and in that vein, we need to start paying attention to qualities of individuals that we present to the public, because those people must reflect the core purposes of setting up the party in the first place. Politics should be a platform for role models to set up and change the course of the society through examples and not just mere words, because mere words only make each step or statement totally hypocritical and without base. Politicians should grow from the massive use of propaganda and infuse the qualities of fact finding and diplomatic delivery of manifesto. Apart from packaging gari and salt during elections, they must understand that a bag of rice will not last for the next 4 years, but good roads, good schools, and more developmental projects will be beneficial to the masses that have voted them in. They must be reminded firstly about the direct challenges the masses face when they want to get their voters' cards, the long queues and rigorous processes, and then the dangers they expose to during and after the elections. If our leaders understand that we are just one big community, the steps they take to empower the growing generation will be more intentional and proactive. We have seen how many politicians preach peace but can build up a militia to take out a political opposition at the slightest possible provocation. When the youth notice that violence is a language, they take after that and exaggerate it, making the society largely tensed and dangerous to live in. As the Edo State elections draw closer, I must say the situation has become everything I wish it wouldn't. Firstly, we have seen the massive use of hate speech and brainwashing of the youth to bring about massive losses of lives and properties across the state. This situation is dangerous as the days go by, as we see that no place is safe anymore. From the airport to the street, chaos can erupt anywhere, and these acts are totally alien to the status quo and code of the people of the South, who have hospitality and commerce at the forefront of every engagement. A place like Benin City is known to be very peaceful and calm, with so many places for recreational purposes has been exposed to instances like some parts of Liberia during the time of Charles Taylor. I still don't understand. As much as I try to get my head around the fact that the current governor, Godwin Obaseki, is trying to instill his grip on the political atmosphere of the state, and then Adams Oshiomole on the other hand, trying to showcase his continued influence in the state. The steps that have been taken so far to push their interests have rather taken the matter to another dimension. What they forget is that the political situation always affects the economic stance and vice versa. So this means that all parties are totally affected, and what's more is that the fact that it has degenerated to court wars in the streets of Benin across Edo State. These boys that are used in different parts of the state to cause chaos and mischief, with such economical empowerment, therefore have more opportunity to abuse that unwarranted power and decide to take the wars on themselves to continue to prove supremacy. For Adams Oshiomole, I honestly feel his interest at this moment should be to act on an advisory role and oversee the growth of the state, other than have a face-off with someone he introduced to the Edo people by himself. As much as I know that Adams Oshiomole has his game plan already sorted out, it may be it may be time for him to call a truce and allow the primaries determine who becomes the next flag bearer of the APC for the upcoming elections. I understand that on the other hand, Obaseki has advisors, but I think the approach to have different sects in the APC may not fall into his favor with the primaries coming up shortly, and this may lead to having a plan B, and that is liaising with the PDP to help a smooth transition if need be. What I am honestly not comfortable with is the fact that Gordon Obaseki can easily step away from the APC without this power tussle and head to the PDP, because his power tussle is taking away the attention from his developmental strides across the state. We realize that the press will focus more on the touts sent after Oshomole's convoy than his palm plantation and agricultural revolution. Even the sports festival that is supposed to gain international recognition is being swept under the carpet, largely due to the political situation in the state. Remember, political economy connects how the political situation is an undertone for the economy, and this is largely seems as the revenues that should be gained from hosting a big sporting event is being checked with the negative situations of security and political unrest in the state. To me, it's like water and oil, and both won't mix. There is need for political clarity and diplomacy to ensure that development is seen and fed. So propaganda won't take the glory at the end of the day, but I must add this. It clearly seems that recently Godwin Obaseki has been in touch with PDP chieftains in the likes of Goodluck Jonathan and even James Ibori, notwithstanding had his properties C of O revoked by Obaseki, which a large number of people judge as a step towards showing integrity. How it may seem, the PDP seems to be the option Obaseki may use if the challenges in the APC continues as constituents of the EPM seem to be a force to reckon with in the APC. Apart from this, Obaseki also has been tilting toward Olusegun Obasanjo, who we know is still a very strong political voice in Nigeria, even if many people beg to differ. We can clearly note that these dialogues may be to allow a soft landing in case the APC ticket does not fall through. Another very clear point to note is that the fact that the PDP in Edo State have not presented a candidate for the next elections, even if they have qualified candidates like Ugbeide Ihama in their fold, there seems to be a large level of silence in that camp. It is totally not regular for an election that is holding this same year and for parties that is supposed to be seen as the opposition. The likes of Saraki, who is in so many months have been silenced, have started to show their faces, especially after the ruling that favored the PDP in Bayelsa State, and Obaseki may want to key into the possibilities of that new wave. But what is still not clear is the effectiveness in breaking the structure of the APC that Adams Oshiomole clearly steers. In my opinion of Obaseki, staying till the primaries looks in his favor could just be a marriage because his plan B is a home to Pastor Ize, who was the PDP flag bearer in the last election, and so many corners say he has the heart of the masses. It is clear that Nigerian politicians are moving towards ideology over propaganda, and does the PDP align with the ideologies of Godwin Obaseki? Another thing that is important is also understand is the level of influence Ize holds currently in the PDP and the APC. His APC support largely from Adams Oshiomole's influence, and the PDP support has been there since he ran on their platform to become governor. We also know that Goodluck Jonathan has displayed the new school type of policies where the individual's qualities is more important than the party they belong, and in that line as shown with David Leon and then Diri. Do you think the PDP is a plan B for Godwin Obaseki if he misses the APC primary ticket? Wow. This is a very detailed article and is written by Noel Chinonso Mwebie. This article is from Noel Chinonso Mwebie. It's a very, very detailed article. I don't think there's anything to add up to add to this. I believe that it's a self-explanatory. Everything is all about game. The only thing I can really pinpoint from this is that these people, no politician is worth defending, which I've been saying. They can swing each other either way. If they feel that their bread is not going to be buttered in this party, the next thing they move to the other party. So those who are always defending them and whatever, it's not going to bring any good thing, because I don't know the kind of legacy that these people are just bringing, because it is not all about ideologies and what they can do, but it's all about propaganda. At the end of the day, this particular person wants power, the other person wants to be retained, some other party wants to be, the other party wants to be godfather, and at the end of the day, who is going to be bearing the whole bronze? Which I've been saying, they've been concentrating on each other, mostly Oshiomole and Obaseki. They've been concentrating on the drama, or the drama they've really put up. And one thing is that it is this man Obaseki that has a very big has bigger duty that he needs to really focus on, but it's like his focus now is on Oshiomole. There is no way we can say that he has been concentrating. His concentration has been fully on Oshiomole, which is not going to help him at the end of the day. But do you know that the one thing that makes all these people to get away with all these things, because even the people themselves, they don't even know the right questions to answer, because like I always say, they've already taken sides. Some people are in the camp of Oshiomole, while others are in the camp of Obaseki. We don't even have neutral people that we even caution them that what you guys are doing, or to even hold, most especially the present governor, to hold him accountable. You are busy with Oshiomole, the things that you're supposed to do as the governor, the promises that you have made, but it's not going to happen because nobody is even ready, because they've already taken sides. So who is going to question who? So like they always say, even the politicians, they will tell you no permanent friend, no permanent enemy. What is permanent is interest. And whose interest? Their interest, not the interest of the masses. So guys, let us hear your opinion concerning all of this. Leave your comments below and let us learn from you.